Waya Bava, Moi Daisy Oba Isiagon. Well, na, Emini Mahia Gankwan kan oe International Mothers Language Day. Ede Okpanyongi, Wotagon ya. Ewo ya do gie International Mother Language Day. Ewe ijoma. Vaya ha. Ewe roma givo aizonia. Amana zewoma tawi. Emani bui gwaze wuya. Nive gwaze bo. Ikwe amuya. Vakya zewe ebebo enyaze. Waga inenya u gwaze buwe. Nyeze video. Otaya ido ladia. Na. Mahia gwankai. Ede ebujoma. Omaro no hia gume mununya otana. Wemeni mawe iwa moma no hia gwan eminimat gwankai ladia video. Emi boom ni mawu we program nati flip side. Here nana. For those who do not understand what I'm saying, it might sound like Spanish, but it's actually a Edo language. I'm a Bini girl, and my name is Daisy Oba Isiagon. Don't worry, it's not Ibota you're listening to. The program, of course, is Flipside. And today is the day we're going to talk about International Mother Language Day. It actually took place on February 21st, yes, and since 2000, that day has been observed, February 21st, since 2000 till today, 2019. We've been celebrating International Mother Language Day. When we always talk about mother language, mother tongue, mother language, mother tongue, what about father tongue? Why do we always say mother language? Some people do not even understand what we're talking about. And for those who even have a knowledge of what mother language is, they might not know how to speak theirs. Then some can actually speak and they don't know how to, they don't want to say, they don't want to speak it outside because of stigmatization attached to speaking your language. They don't want to be tagged local. They don't want to be tagged inferior. Enyebome Daisy. Obobo nofwa. No obobo. And that is, my name Daisy is actually a white flower. But I have a native name, Osatuame, which some people call me, but most people, yes, they go by the name Daisy Oba Isiagon. You will meet my guest on the show soon enough, but I need to show you two things first before you can meet my guest. First of all, International Mother Language Day, 21st of February, was observed all over the world, and in Edo State, we're not left out. We had a little something put together in our states to mark the day. Children from all over the states, even outside Benin City, came and they performed in their mother tongue, and it was really interesting. And for that, we salute the Ministry of Art and Culture. So we'll quickly join this and let's see how we celebrated the International Mother Language Day, 21st of February this year.
Presentations by students and pupils across Edo State, such as hide-and-seek game in Eastern language, folk tale stories in Benin language, drama and prayers in Benin language, amongst others. In a paper presentation, the Edo-Bayo High of Benin, Chief Osayamabo Osemigi Ewo, spoke extensively on the importance of promoting the mother language in schools. He called on the Ministry of Education to do the needful by ensuring that the mother tongue is used in communicating, writing, learning, and teaching, especially the Edo language in schools across the state. Special guest of honor, Chief Eduwe Khato, the Obasogi of Benin, commended the Ministry of Arts, Culture, Tourism and Diaspora Affairs for imbibing on the students and pupils the importance of the mother language.
It is interesting to note that some public schools teach Yoruba and Hausa Arabic in Edo State schools, while our Edo language that is approved by the federal and state government to be taught in public private colleges and universities is set on the brink of road of extinction.
The President of the Commissioner, the Honorable Commissioner for Art, Culture and Diaspora Affairs, has reminded most of us what we have been missing.
On his part, the Commissioner for Arts, Culture, Tourism and Diaspora Affairs, Osaze Oseningi Ewo, encouraged the students to learn and speak their mother language.
The world is celebrating International Mother Tongue Day, and as Ministry of Arts and Culture, we deem it fit to be part of it. And you can see the celebration was very successful. I'm happy, to see the children performing and showcasing our old stories, our old culture and all that, which I'm very happy about. His Excellency Godwin Ogease Obaseki, values culture and tourism so much.
Some guests and students also comment on the event.
I've learned that no matter where you go to or no matter the place, you should always remember that your mother tongue is very, very important.
You should be able to speak your mother language fluently, because anywhere you go to, that might help you later.
The International Mother Language Day is celebrated on 21 February of every year. Adesuwa Irunohai reporting.
And of course, that report was covered by Adesuwa Lato, thanks to her. Now, according to statistics, we have about 6,000 languages spoken around the world. 6,000 languages. So, yes, we have a lot of people in the world, but we have about 6,000 languages. And the big issue why the international community decided that once every year we need to talk about mother tongue is because 43% of that 6,000 languages are endangered. When you say something is endangered, you're talking about the fact that it's going extinct gradually. Maybe because the people are not reproducing enough, or they are not speaking their language. So as the generations keep coming, you have less and less people who understand how to speak the language or anything about the language. So 43% of the world's languages are actually endangered. And then we have, out of that 46,000, we have a few hundreds that are given place to in education. In your school, I don't know if you were taught your language. If you're Igbo, maybe they taught you Igbo language, and in your WAEC examination you wrote it. If you're Esako, did they teach you in Esako language in your school? And all of those. So we have just a few hundreds all over the world that are even taught in schools. Now, even less than 100 of this language is given relevance in the digital world. I know Chinese is well known in the digital world. Even their phones, their electronics, most of the things they make are written in Chinese. And even when you buy their products, they do not, some of them don't bother even translating to English. They just bring it to you like that. So if you can read it, good for you. If you can't, it's your luck. So we have just less than 100 of those languages given relevance or given space in the digital world. And then we also have this year's theme for the International Mother Language Day being indigenous languages as a factor in development, peace, and reconciliation. Indigenous language as a factor in development, peace, and reconciliation. Can we actually reconcile just because we speak same language? Is it possible? And how will your speaking a language promote peace? How exactly will your speaking a language lead to development? Because when we talk about development, everyone thinks globalization, everyone thinks English, everyone thinks Western. But we're here now, and the Western people were copying, saying that we need our indigenous languages for peace, for development, and reconciliation. Well, all of these and more we will be talking about on Flipside today. Why is our language not being spoken? Is it actually being spoken? Maybe it is. I'm the one who doesn't know. Is this being spoken enough? And what is your primary language? What language do you speak the most? English, Pidgin English, or your mother tongue? On the International Mother Language Day, for 21st of February, kids in Edo did something to mark it. And we just showed you a report of, from Adesuwa Lato, Well, we still have a more extensive package of what they did, and I want to celebrate all the children who came out on that day to showcase what they have learned in school. The proverbs, the games, the riddles, the poem recitation, and everything they did in their mother tongue, even counting from 1 to 100 in their language. It wasn't easy. But these kids came out and they proved to the world that yes, they might be in Nigeria, and in Nigeria it seemed like Pidgin English is what we speak here, but their mother tongue is still very key and very important to them, and they did all of this. I want to celebrate these children, and I want to show a more extensive coverage of what they did on February 21st. So let's quickly have that clip on Flipside.
uge, enenya uge, isenya uge, eyanya uge, iyonya uge, eyanya uge, iyinya uge, ọba, ọpanyaba, evayaba, eyanyaba, enenyaba, iseyaba, eyanyaba, iyoyaba, eyenyaba, iyinyaba, iyeba, ọpanya iyeba, evanya iyeba, eyanya iyeba, enenya iyeba, isenya iyeba, eyanya pibe, iwe beya, iwe aziba, aziba meme no yono tolo de jobo akerebe no udo no asoko soloko, oko de ligbo, asasa na samere, bakiwa melu na pibe, iwe beya, iwe aziba, aziba meme no yono tolo, akerebe no udo no asoko soloko, oko de ligbo. Asasa na samere bakiwa menu na repiwe ibi aziba meme no yolo kolo do no asuko so oko de nibo asasa na samere bakiwa menu na repiwe ibi aziba meme no yolo oko de no no asuko so oko de nibo asasa Ali him Ali him Ali le Ali be
Belly fat is an excessive fat in the abdomen and around the stomach. It looks odd when you wear tight clothes and causes embarrassment. In fact, it's difficult to lose flaps from the belly region. Many people try to lose belly fat by eating less or famishing themselves, which is not at all a good idea and may result in several harmful side effects. The worst part is that the dream of getting flat and slim stomach remains elusive even after taking exercise and a healthy diet, because we, out of sheer ignorance, make many mistakes which shatter our dreams of getting a flat stomach. But worry no more. The healthy way to trim down your tummy is to use natural home remedies. The first thing to do is to change your feeding habits. Banish all junk food from your diet and stick to a healthy diet. Junk foods like pizza, burger, noodles, processed food, and fast food like soft drinks, fries, and pastries have a high caloric value and are too unhealthy. Reduce sugar intake, beers, and carbonated drinks. They cause bloating. So, for getting flat stomach, you have to stay away from them. Reason being that most junk foods are laden with high amounts of processed carbohydrates and sugar, the main cause of bulging and fat tummy. Banish all junk foods from your diet to lose weight from the stomach and to get a flat tummy. Now that you have banished junk from your diet, replace them with healthy food and vegetables. We can afford to make you hungry. Eat more raw foods like fruits. You will find that they are so much tastier and satisfying than cooked food. It detoxifies the body, makes you feel light and healthy, and over time you won't even feel like polluting your body with unhealthy food. Let your diet include watermelon because it contains 82% water, which helps your stomach not to crave for food. Watermelon is rich in vitamin C, which is beneficial for health. Cucumber also
could be included. It contains 96% water and 45% calories. Add cucumber in your diet as a salad or eat raw cucumber to get a flat tummy now. Avocado is another useful fruit for burning excess fat. Avocado is rich in fiber and monounsaturated fatty acids. Use avocado to replace margarine and butter. Another thing is avoid fried foods. But if you must fry your foods, go for oils with high concentration of monounsaturated fats MUFAs like soybean oil and olive oil. Let your diet include nuts rich in fiber like walnuts, peanuts, and almonds. Still talking about your feeding habits. Stop eating late at night as it causes accumulation of fat around your belly. Try to eat at least 2 hours before you go to bed to keep the stomach fat away. Avoid overeating. Large meals put a lot of load on the stomach and intestine. It reduces your digestion. Chances are that a lot of food will be stored as fat instead of used for energy, especially if you are not physically active. Eat slowly and chew each morsel well. It will control the amount of food you take and make you feel satiated early. You must follow this tip to lose fat from your belly and get a slim, flat stomach. Away from your feeding habits, drink lemon juice. Lemon juice on a daily basis will definitely reduce belly fat soon. Add lemon juice in a glass of water, a pinch of salt, garlic, and ginger. Stir it well. Drink this every morning in order to reduce belly fat. Green tea works as a detoxifier which helps in burning the excess body fat. Consuming green tea daily will also make your skin glow as well as make your tummy flat. You should also drink plenty of water. Water helps in reducing weight. Drink at least 8 glasses of water a day. This will not only flush the fat but also make your skin shiny and glowy. Your hair will become healthy. In fact, your whole body will become radiant. After doing all these, you can take exercise to reduce stomach fat and tone up the abdominal muscles. Taking exercise is the best way to tone up your stomach muscles and lose weight quickly. There are several sets of exercises that will help give you a flat tummy and a toned up ab. Exercises like squats, sit-ups, dancing, crunches, and running on a treadmill. Or better still, contact a gym instructor. Don't forget, your feeding habits is the major cause of pot belly. Change your feeding habit and see a positive result. Your body is your responsibility. Take good care of it.
You know, we've not heard this about you on the show for about 2 months now. We just had to deal with it today. Like, okay, it's about you had to go at the beginning of the show so that whatever we do, we can work with time. Eventually, we'll always say we'll play It's About You, and we never do. My name is Daisy Obaisiagon. The program is Flipside. If you just joined us, you've missed a lot. But you're still going to benefit because the discussion part of the show is just starting. I have Squadron Leader A. Ihile in the house. Good to have you on the show.
Koyo.
All right. He's actually a member and is running for presidency chairmanship of the Benin Cultural Heritage Center. Come Sunday, we'll know the outcome of that election. Yes. In fact, I will vote for you.
Oh, I won, man. I won.
Okay, it's good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
And thanks for indulging us, and all the time we had to quickly show all of these things. You didn't complain. All right, now, first things first, why is it called mother tongue, mother language, and not father language? I mean, the man's the head of the home.
The mother carries the child right from day 1, 9 months, deliver the child, nurse the child. So it's the mother tongue. Oh. The child stays more with the child until he's grown up. So carries her behind, feeds the child, bath the child, you know, everything, sings to the child. So it's important that our women speak their indigenous languages to our children. Okay. Yes, the father also speaks, but initially at an early age, the child says more with the mother. And that's why I think it is called mother tongue. UNESCO says mother tongue.
But who should actually teach the children the language? Because I have relatives who are married to, because today now, 21st of February, celebrate linguistics and multilingual people too. But there are some people who intermarry, and the children cannot speak their mother, neither their father's languages, because the parents interact with English. But who should now take it as their responsibility to teach the children a particular local language?
It's still the mother's responsibility. A woman marrying a man not from her ethnicity should endeavor to learn the husband's language, because she has left her family to another family. So there are no excuses. I didn't marry from here because I didn't live here. So while we were cutting, my wife was learning our language. And she speaks it to the children speak the language. So that's the way I see it.
Okay.
That still is the mother tongue.
Okay, so all the blames are on the women today if you're not teaching the child
not all.
Most of it.
Most of it. Thanks. That's the right word.
Okay, now talking about, they said about 4 to 6% of the words indigenous languages are endangered out of the 6,000 languages that are spoken all over the world. So 46 endangered already. But in Edo State, in Benin, have we done enough to preserve our language?
No, we have not done enough. Edo language is one of those that will go extinct in 50 years from now if we are not careful. This is why the Benin Cultural Heritage Center emphasizes. We have many objectives, but number one is language. Language is you. Language is your identity. Language is your communication avenue to speak with your people and interact with your people. So it's most important. And that is why the Benin Cultural Heritage Center has trained 300 Edo language teachers in Ekiadolo who will be teaching our children how to speak and write Edo language. It's not just also history, songs, and folklore. You know, they all are incorporated in the Edo language program. Last year, during the summer vacation, we also had a program for the children, Catch Them Young, free Edo language summer school, which was held here in Edo. We programmed for 4 kids, but guess how many we got? 117 kids. But everything was free. The writing material, the book, the certificate, they have lunch, mid-lunch, all offered free. So people send their children from Lagos, Port Harcourt, and Abuja. This year we're going to do it in a bigger form.
Okay. Apart from your organization, even though it's a free thing, Benins generally, are we doing enough to preserve our culture?
We are not. We are not. We are not. Starting from the home. Everything starts from the home, the family. The women, they speak to their children in pidgin English. Hey, you want to go late for school? You know, go do this. You know, go do that. Instead of speaking the Edo language, the Yorubas, no, don't do that. The women talk to their children in their languages. Even Professor Wole Soyinka, my boss, my former boss in the Federal Road Safety Commission, he is one of the best English speakers in Africa. But when you meet him, Bauni, he speaks Yoruba all the time, except when he is asked to present a paper or a speech in English, then, you know, but back home, it's all, you know. The Igbos, same thing. It's an Igbo tenant in our house. He has 5 kids. So on my return from abroad, one of them was singing folklore in Benin language. So I was so impressed. So I said, you are a good Benin girl. He said, no, Daddy, I'm not a Benin. I said, where are you from? He said, I'm Igbo, but I was born here in Benin. And you speak Benin language and speak Igbo language. He said, both of them. But she didn't learn it. The mother was speaking it to them, and there were other Benin kids around. That's how you pick it. You don't really have to teach your children at an early age how to speak your language. Just talk to them, and that's it, and they pick it up. I didn't learn it. But my mother was speaking it to us when we were young. That's how we picked it up. But at school, we learned how to write it. You know.
Yeah. And the writing is another matter entirely. Gosh, I try, but I wouldn't say I'm very good. But when it comes to speaking, oh, my parents did a wonderful job. We all know how to speak Benin. We speak English, and of course, Pidgin English. Everybody speaks Pidgin English. But the writing, I'm not as fluent, or I don't write as smooth as my elder ones. Maybe because they spent more time with my parents than boarding school and all of those. But okay, what can we do now to preserve our language so that it wouldn't be one of those endangered language? We are a minority in Nigeria. Wazobia is the majority, so it kind of seems normal that government takes their attention and their gaze and places it on the Yoruba, Hausa, and the Igbo languages. Even in Unity colleges, schools, I went to a federal school, and Edo, Yoruba, Hausa, French, those were the languages that were taught there. Benin wasn't one of those, even though my school was in Benin. So what can we do now to preserve our language?
The first thing we'll do is what ITV is doing, and I want to thank you for it, calling me out to speak about it, publicizing it, telling people. People are watching. And then when I move out, since I appear in your network and other network, people come to me and say, where can I buy a Edo language book? Where can I take my children to learn a Edo language? So I direct them to the various. There are some people carrying out evening classes, but for money, you know. So it entails a lot of publicity. The palace, the Omonoba Nedoku Akpolopolo, also is publicizing, is saying all Benin people should speak Benin. We should all do things in the Benin tradition. So it all borders on publicity, that people awareness. When people are aware and they know the advantages of speaking their language to their children and to their brothers and sisters, you know, then they start imbibing it. Then we start moving. We are not a minority. Yes, we are not a minority. The Orobo people are from Benin, the Shekiri, the Isoko, the Ijo from Ahoda, Ogbaland, Otuoke, Ikwere people, people of Ika, Asaba, Onitsha, Oguta, Igede, people of Benue State, some people in Akwa Ibom, you know, Akwa Ibom and Cross Rivers. Many of them, they migrated with Oba Ovorame. Then many also went there to be greeting him. So they intermarried. They are all over there. We have met them. The Benin Cultural Heritage Center, we have visited all these people. Then when you go west, there are Benin people in Ekiti, Ondo, Ogun State. The part of the Jelbu people are from Benin. Then Lagos, it's all Benin. All these Etiosa, local government, it's all Benin. Agege, Oshodi, they are all Benin words. Then Badagry, then Benin Republic, Togo, and the Ga people of Ghana. We went as far as Guinea. Then you go up. We had boundary with Sokoto Caliphate. So we are not a minority. People are calling us minority. We could be speaking different variations of the Edo language, but we are not a minority. We're a huge. The Benin Empire was called Benin country. It's the Benin country that came to be known as a Nigeria. When you see the map, I got the maps drawn by Europeans who came. Benin spread from Angola to Guinea, then from the coast to as far, way past Zungeru in the north. We had boundary with Sokoto Caliphate. So we are not a minority, my dear. Please. I'm very proud that we're a majority race. But the politicians, earlier politicians, you know, we did not have what happened was we were the people that really fought the British. You know, the other people surrendered. Okay. So for fighting them, they felt that if we regrouped again, we will drive them out of this country. So they kind of suppressed us, and that's why there was no development here. You see our airport, the first airport in the country, is just an airstrip. Why is there no international airport here? Few states that have new states that have just been created, like Rivers, they have international airport. Cross River International Airport. Plateau International Airport. Even Makurdi, that was part of Plateau, Benue Plateau. They all have, you know, Kaduna, Sokoto, Meduguri, they all have an international airport. But here, no railway line, no road. It was during the military they had to do the Benin or Lagos Road, you used to go through Ife, Ibadan, then Abeokuta before getting to Lagos. So they really suppress us. But now we are aware, we are trying to bring our people up.
All right, now this year's theme is saying that IFO International Model Language Day theme for 2019 is promoting linguistic and cultural, indigenous languages as a factor in development, peace, and reconciliation. What are speaking your language going to do to bring peace and development to a society?
Do you know why I accepted coming? You spoke my language to me. You become my friend. Guess what happened? I was passing, just to illustrate, just to explain why they have to say that. I was going to Sweden and I stopped over in Amsterdam airport. Then there were about 6 boys kept in a cage. They kept saying, "Oh God, you be Nigerian, you be Nigerian." I didn't listen to them. I said, they won't get their correct papers before coming. Then one of them said, "Epa lao oviedo here, lao baba, lao yomobo." I had passed them. Because he spoke my language, I backed up. And I went to the immigration. And then I was the chief engineer to the president. I had a lot of facilities. So I told them that I had a cousin there. They were not knowledgeable enough to know that you have to obtain visa and all, but I can vouch for his character because the parents are my cousins. So they said, really? They gave me a paper and I signed, and they brought him out. And they gave him residency to stay in Holland. So the other 5 people, there were 6 of them, they were begging, "Oh God, what of us now? I beg now." I didn't listen again. My language I had already taken out. Anywhere you go abroad, even here in Nigeria, you hear somebody speak a Edo language, you will run to them. Oviedo were here. They said, "Oh, tell me," you know. So there's already a bond. There is peace already. No fighting. If you notice, a Yoruba man, when you speak Yoruba language, say, wale. Enter. Same thing in Benin. Anywhere you go, you speak your language. People are more friendly with you. My wife is not Benin, but when she goes to the market and speaks Benin to the women, they say, "Our wife, come. They will give her a seat and say, "What do you want to buy?" They will go look around, buy. In the meantime, they buy her mineral to drink, you know. So language has a kind of a magnetism, may I put it that way. It attracts people. When you speak my language to me, "Oh, I'm happy, I like you, I want to know more about you, I want to be closer to you."
Okay, well,
so it does bring peace and harmony.
Okay, now, but we have in recent time, we're beginning to have a social stigmatization as regards language. Maybe before, now it still exists, but not much. You speak your language and someone who understands suddenly sees you as a relative and you form this bond and you're together. It's common amongst the Yorubas and the Igbos. When they get to a house as a tenant and one person is packing from the house, they're going to bring another person from their place to come rent the apartment. Well, in Benin, I wouldn't want to say we're like that.
No.
Then we have this language stigmatization. When you speak your local language, they call you local. They call you bush. You need to sound like a white person. You have to sound so polished and clean. And then in the beats to sound like that, we even have Edupo, instead of saying yes, they say yucks. Instead of saying hello, they say alone. You know, they want to make everything sound so foreign. And they sound real awful. Then even in schools, our teachers are also stigmatizing people. If you speak your local language in school, you're flogged. They call it vernacular. You should speak English in school. So what do we do about this language stigmatization? Because whether we like it or not, it's a big deal.
Miseducation of the black people. I'm very harsh on it. I attended Government College Ughelli, one of the best schools then. And we were, out of the about 30-something teachers, we only had 2 Nigerians. All were whites. And they prevented us from speaking what they call vernacular. Not even pidgin English. You were to speak Queen's English. Not only that, we had what they call language laboratory. You go in there with, you know, Which do you prefer, butter or margarine? I love the snow on the mountain. You know. So they put this inside our head. Then if we are not smart enough, we transfer it to our children. We transfer it to our people. This is what is happening. Must you speak like an American in Nigeria to be an American? No.
That's the much we're going to take on Flipside today. Thank you for joining us.